Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be comparing two face primers, which I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of and from other videos. I'm going to be comparing ELF's Putty Poreless Primer with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I've heard really good things about the ELF one, that it's supposedly a really good dupe for the Tatcha one. This one retails for $8 while this one retails for $52, so price point, they're super different. From packaging wise, they're pretty much similar. They're both very rounded. They're both like similar colors. This one's a very light pastel pink, while the Tatcha one as well is a very light pastel pink. So color wise is very similar. They both feel very similar as far as texture wise, so they're very silky. And what they are different in is the amount of product that they both have. It seems like the Tatcha one, it has more product, but actually the ELF one has more product than the Tatcha one. So the ELF primer has 0.74 ounces, which is 21 grams of product, while the Tatcha one has 0.7 ounces, which is 20 grams. So obviously the ELF one has a little bit more product, which is pretty weird because when you put them side by side, it looks like the Tatcha one has way more product than the ELF one, but it could be, I have no idea how that could possibly be. It could probably be because the top just looks very big. I just don't know, but it looked like the Tatcha one had more product than the ELF one, but it could be because this one's a little bit more deeper, maybe. I'm not really sure. The details for the ELF one, it says this skin perfecting putty primer is infused with squalane, to help grip makeup for all-day wear and help protect the skin from moisture loss. The velvety texture glides effortlessly over the skin, smoothing over imperfections for a poreless effect. So this one claims to obviously have a silky texture, which helps with all-day wear, and it helps smooth out your pores. So that's what the ELF one claims to have on their website. While this Tatcha one, the Tatcha one, it says on the Sephora website, it says which skin type is it good for. Obviously it's good for all skin types. It says is a velvety priming balm of pressed silk that smooths and makes makeup last longer while keeping it out of skin, helping to prevent clogged pores and breakouts. It also says is a multitasking skin protecting makeup perfecting primer. It's for face, eyes, and lips, so you could wear it as well for your eyes and for your lips. So it says silk extracts feel nourishing on skin and diminish the look of pores, fine lines, and imperfections for a perfect canvas before makeup. Basically, they both claim to smooth out your pores, while this one also has skincare ingredients, which you guys could check out on their website if you guys are interested in what ingredients is it that they are not formulated with. They don't have much of a scent. They don't have any like fragrance or anything that could be like, because I really hate stuff with fragrance. So they're both, as far as fragrance goes, they don't have any strong scents. So this one seems to be so far being a dupe for the Tatcha one. If you guys want to see me applying the primer to my face, and we're going to be testing this out, so after I do apply the primer to my face, I am going to be checking back in with you guys and seeing how my skin is doing and if my makeup actually lasts as long as it does, because I'm going to be testing it out on one side and testing the other on the other side. So if you guys want to see if this ELF one is a dupe for this Tatcha one, just stay tuned and keep on. So we're going to be testing this primer out, and I'm going to be using the ELF one on my left side, which is your right, and then we're going to be trying out the Tatcha one on my right side, which is your left. Okay, so we're just going to grab like, I'll probably be putting a little bit more, Let me... Okay, so you guys are a little bit closer. Okay, so I don't know if this is too much, but I like to put a lot just because I feel like if I put too little bit, sometimes it just doesn't do anything for my skin. So this actually feels very, I would say, it feels silky. And it kind of feels like, it doesn't feel drying at all. I actually like the texture of this one. Okay, so I really like the texture of this ELF one, I'm not gonna lie. It feels really nice. Very silky, like it says it is. Okay, and then the Tatcha one. So this comes with a little round disc. I honestly can't find the one that comes with it, but it's somewhere in my drawer. So I'm just gonna use my fingers. The texture is very similar. They're both very silky. So at least in the texture wise, the way it feels, I feel like it feels very, very similar. Okay, so I'm gonna use my favorite foundation to apply on my face, the Born This Way from Too Faced. And we're gonna see if the ELF one gives me the same effects and makes my makeup actually last all day like the Tatcha one does. Because the Tatcha one, I really love the Tatcha one. It actually, I've noticed it does smooth my skin out and it makes my makeup look more vibrant. It makes my foundation apply more smoothly, and my makeup just looks a little bit more like better than using other primers that I do have. So let's apply our foundation and see how this works. Okay, so I probably didn't mention to you guys, but I had already moisturized my skin. So always moisturize your skin before you put any primer on, especially if you have dry skin like I do. Okay, so this is obviously the Tatcha side. And if you guys are wondering what beauty sponge this is the ELF beauty sponge, which retails for like $4, and I really love this sponge. From what I noticed, they both look the same. Both sides look pretty much the same. I'm not noticing anything like majorly different from both of them. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be putting my concealer and put on some powder. And I'm just gonna do this off camera, and then we'll see how this works. Okay guys, so I already put all my makeup on, put powder, bronzer, blush, all the good stuff. And honestly, I don't know if it's really hard to tell on camera, but I don't know if you guys could see on camera. My skin is honestly like not the best, but I actually feel like they feel very similar. Okay, so after I put all my makeup on, powder, everything, I honestly don't feel any difference with each one, like obviously because I have one on each side. They both look very good on after I did apply my foundation and powder. They did smooth out my pores. What I really want to see is how each one performs throughout the day. So I will come back to let you guys know probably around 10 o'clock at night. Right now it's 5:24, and I'm gonna show you guys. My phone's cracked, but so it's 5:24 right now. I'm gonna be checking in back with you guys around 10 o'clock at night, around there. It should give me a pretty good amount of time to test out the primer to see if it's, you know, if it actually made my makeup last just as much as the Tatcha one does, because the Tatcha one, I know it makes my makeup always last very long. It's one of my favorite primers, honestly, and so far I'm really liking the ELF one. I ain't even gonna lie, it's actually performing just as well as the Tatcha one. We'll see if this is actually a dupe for the Tatcha one. We'll see later on how I'm liking the primer. So I will see you guys later. Hey guys, so I am back, and I just want to mention before I mention anything about the primer, I am losing my voice. I'm getting even more sick. I think I'm catching a cold, so if I sound a little bit like raspy, it's because of that. So it's 11:10 at night, if you could see that. Okay, so this primer, it is a bomb. I'm gonna zoom into my face so you guys can kind of see how my face is looking. Okay, so I put the lighting a little bit down. Let me see if you guys could kind of see. Okay, so this side is the Tatcha one and this side is the ELF. And to be honest guys, I don't see much of a difference. I honestly think this is a really great dupe for the Tatcha one. So if you guys have been wanting to get the Tatcha one, you know, I highly recommend the ELF one, because like I'm really dry skin and I'm looking like it looks really good on me, because I usually get dewy around this time, and I like how my skin gets after I apply the makeup, like after a few hours. But I'm really liking how it looks. Like with other primers, like my makeup tends to like break up a little bit, but I feel like they actually, like, they look very much alike on both sides. I don't see much of a difference, to be honest. And I'm actually kind of a little bit shiny on my nose, which with that foundation I usually do, but I kind of like it because with other foundations I tend to stay a little bit more matte, and I don't like that. So both sides look very much alike, so I really like that ELF primer. So if you guys have been wanting to really try out the Tatcha primer, I really highly recommend the ELF one. You know, it's a big difference in price range. Obviously the Tatcha one has really good ingredients. If you're really into, you know, having really clean ingredients in your products, and you kind of would like to splurge on a more higher end primer, then I really recommend the Tatcha one. But if you guys can't afford the Tatcha one, I highly recommend the ELF one. The ELF one, I have dry skin. It has perfectly, like, my makeup still looks great. Like, I still see my blush, as you guys could see, and my foundation hasn't really moved. Maybe a little bit like around my nose area, but that's really normal with any like primer. Like, usually on my nose area it tends to wear off a little bit after a lot of hours, and I kind of been outside and it's really like muggy today, so I've kind of like been hot. Today's been really hot. So I think this ELF primer is bomb. I can't wait to keep trying it with other foundations that I do have, to see how it works with other foundations, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna work wonders because I really like it. I did like how it didn't feel drying on my skin when I did apply it. It felt a little bit more moisturizing, so you know, that's a plus for me, because my skin, I hate primers that tend to like mattify your skin, and this does not do that. So I really like it. Even if you're oily skin, I've heard that this primer is really good. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have tried this primer and you guys have oily skin combination. How has it worked for you guys? And so yeah, so honestly, I feel like this is a awesome dupe for the Tatcha one. I just think it's a really, really good primer. I know right now, I did check the ELF website. It's currently out of stock. You just have to, like, I think get on their email list. That way they can notify you when it's back in stock. That's how I was able to get it. Reason why I'm doing this video way after it had launched, because every time I was trying to get my hands on it, no lie, I would go to places. I would go to Walmart, was always out of stock. Target didn't have it. I don't think Target, they don't even have it in stores. The ELF website was always out of stock. Ulta was always out of stock. It was so hard to get this primer, but go on the ELF website, get your email in where it says notify me, and that's how I was able to get it, because they notified me through my email when it was in stock again. And I highly recommend this. $8 is just, you can't beat a really good primer. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you guys like videos like these, give it a thumbs up. I have more drugstore coming your way. If you guys love drugstore videos, this year I really want to try out a lot of new products from the drugstore, because I know the drugstore's coming out with such great goodies that, you know, I'm so excited to try them out and let you guys know what is good out there and what is not so great. But yeah, so give it a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all on my next one. Bye guys.